Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here with Ross Benjamin, SPR contributor, and today we're going to be taking a quick pitching report about a couple of games. But first off, how you doing this morning, Ross?
Very well. How about yourself, Dax?
I'm doing awesome and looking to get that extra change in my pocket. First off, let's start looking at the pitches between the Orioles and the Cubbies. Let's start by looking at this guy, Kevin Gausman, for the first place Orioles. And you'd think with the team being in first place that Gausman would actually be a little bit more known to the public. So what can you tell us about his performance so far, Ross?
Well, he's been a pleasant surprise for the Orioles this season, going 9-4 against the money, including a very good 5-1 on the road with a 2.91 ERA. He's allowed just 3 home runs in 73 innings of work this season, Dax, and that's a very good innings pitched to home run ratio. As a matter of fact, that equates to 1 home run per 24.3 innings pitched. So that's a very, very good ratio. He doesn't beat himself. It also must be noted, however, he struggled in his starts during the day, and today is a day game at Wrigley Field. He's gone 3-4 against the money during the day with a lofty 5.09 ERA and a 1.64 WHIP.
All right, so we all know that there's always next year for the Cubbies, right? But there has been a bright spot for this team in 2014, and he's going by the name of Jake Arrieta. Now, Ross, considering how bad this team has been, do you think that he's going to be able to continue to perform at a high level?
Well, he's shown no signs of slowing down, Dax, with the exception of a recent start at Coors Field where he was hit pretty hard. But by the same token, there's been a lot of pitchers with a lot longer resume that have been struggling at Coors Field throughout their career. So I almost want to cast that start aside. And he's definitely exceeded expectations this season, going 11-8 against the money line with a team with a terrible record. And with a stellar 2.61 ERA on the season and a 1.02 WHIP, he's had just a terrific year. And he's been even better when he pitches at his home field at Wrigley, where he's gone in 8 starts. He's compiled a 1.94 ERA and a 0.90 WHIP, and that's been pretty impressive.
All right, now, knowing that these two guys have been really pleasant surprises for their teams, in your expert opinion, Ross, who would you give the edge to in this pitching matchup?
Well, considering how well Arrieta's pitched at home this season, in addition to how consistent Gausman's been on the road so far, and then you look at how anemic the Cubs' offense has been over the last couple weeks, I'm leaning toward this one being a low-scoring affair, Dax. I'm going to be making a small wager here on going under the total in this game.
All right, now let's look at the other pitchers that are coming from San Francisco and from Washington. And let's start by looking at the Giants' Tim Hudson. Now, in your article, you mentioned that he's not having his best season, but that he has had a solid campaign. So I think I'm a bit stumped here. Can you clarify this and explain what you were referring to?
Absolutely. He's gone 14-9 against the money this season with a more than respectable 3.30 ERA and a 1.18 WHIP. But he's certainly put together a lot more consistent seasons as far as being dominated on a very illustrious resume over his career. He's pitched very well, though, in 11 road starts this season, as evidenced by his sparkling 2.42 ERA in these outings. On a negative note, Dax, he's been very shaky over his last 3 starts, posting a lofty 6.00 ERA and an unimpressive 1.73 WHIP.
All right, now that definitely clarifies that. Now let's look at the guy that comes from the Nationals, Doug Feister. Now, although he's going through a similar situation as Gausman with being in a first team, a team that's in first place, wouldn't you agree that he's somewhat flying under the radar in this season despite pitching for a team that's in first place?
Yes, I do agree with that for the most part. But it's easy to get overlooked when you have Steven Strasburg and Gio Gonzalez on the same pitching staff. However, this guy's gone a terrific 14-4 against the money with a 2.20 ERA. That's just a terrific season. He's been even better at home, 7-1 against the money at home with an excellent 1.76 ERA. He enters tonight in just unbelievable form. In his last 3 starts, he has a perfect 0.00 ERA, and he's posted a microscopic 0.51 ERA over his last 5 starts. So this guy comes in not only having a phenomenal season, but he's absolutely on fire right now.
All right, so this doesn't seem like it was a tough choice for you. So who are you giving the nod to in this case?
Well, as I alluded to already, the Giants' Tim Hudson's having a very good year. The problem is I also alluded to, is he's in bad form off of his last 3 starts, and he's going to be facing a red-hot starting pitcher tonight, and also having to face a surging Washington Nationals team that's won 10 in a row, Dax. Yeah. The betting edge for me here goes, as you astutely observed, to Doug Fister over Tim Hudson.
All righty, my man. Thank you very much again, Ross, for all your valuable insights, and can't wait to talk to you next Monday.
I look forward to it.
And for SportsbookReview.com, this is Dax Floyd.